Yes, welcome along to episode 17 of Upping the Ante in association with Bet365 with David Jennings and Gavin Lynch, counting down to the 2022 Cheltenham Festival. And Gavin, I can't believe we're on to week 17.
Yeah, 2 weeks to go, Dave.
2 weeks to go.
2
right?
weeks.
I look back, do you know what I did earlier on today?
What's that?
I look back at our first show.
Oh dear.
What would you say your first tip was?
Mine?
Yeah.
Oh, Galloping the Champs.
I'm going to rub it in now, so I am.
Galloping the Champs.
Galloping the Champs for the Brown Advisory.
Yeah.
7-1. What a pick.
Yeah, it's just the thing is he's not going for that race probably. So.
Gut wrenching.
Yeah.
What would you say mine was?
I can't remember, Davey.
Time Hill.
Time Hill,
Time Hill for the
At least
Stairs
we're still going for the stairs anyway.
Yeah, so we're almost a brilliant double from week 1, but we're on to week 17 now, and we're getting very, very close. It's squeaky bum time.
Yes.
Gavin Lynch, you have had a very, very busy week.
Busy few days, yeah. Starting with Barberstown Castle on Friday.
Well, how did it go? Ruby Walsh, Davy Russell,
Yeah.
Gary O'Brien.
Yeah, no, mixing with the
With
elite
the big
there.
boys now. I'm surprised you're talking to riffraff like me now.
Gary O'Brien, gentleman. Ruby was brilliant, very chatty and very friendly. Davy Russell was super. Davy's half mad.
Go on, tell us go on, give us a few nuggets.
Ruby said that he was asked, was there any danger to Facile Vega? And he said no. And then Davy doesn't tell you much, but he's very, very funny. Like at one stage, he just broke out into one of the Oasis songs, Don't Look Back in Anger. So I joined in. And
These are singing?
Yeah, singing, yeah. Oh. Badly.
And
so
what's the one horse that you went home from the preview night the next day because you stayed and you had a rake of drink? The next day when you're driving home, hopefully under the limit by that stage, what was the one horse that you came home and said, God?
Ruby seemed very bullish on Facile Vega, and also he seemed reasonably bullish on Gaelic Warrior, I suppose, for the boot. But a gorgeous hotel, and thanks to Amanda, brilliant night. And a few people, Jared McCool and a few of the lads from Swords. Saturday, very good racing, and then Sunday was a mad busy day. So we had our Upping the Ante day at Naas, which was super. And lots of people came in and we were chatting to them. And there was a chap there from Wicklow, Wayne and Robbie, came up with a funny one. We were chatting there for half an hour and you weren't there. And then he said, you know what I'll do? We'll play a trick on Dave when he comes back. So you came back and he came over and he said, how you doing? My name is Wayne. I said, oh, how are you doing, Wayne? Are you well? And then he says, lads, can I get a picture? And we said, yeah. And then he said, Dave, would you mind taking a picture of me? Me and Gavin. It was only a wind up. So then he got a picture of the three of us. That was grand. But anyway, it was great. Great day at Naas. Lots of people. And thanks to Eamon and Naas. So that was good.
Absolutely.
Got home in time to see extra time and the penalties for Liverpool. So well done, Queevy and Kelleher. Then we were on to Dance with the Stars with Nina Carberry, and she got 3 10s again.
Did she?
She did, yeah. Last week she done the, the Deanies was. This time it was the Charleston. And then we watched Shane Lowry nearly win the golf Sunday night. So Sunday was very busy.
How do you keep up? And what about the two boys who came over for the free tickets?
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I forgot about those. Ray and Sean, they live near London. And they came over, just chatting to them. And they said that, I said, did you get the tickets? I'm like, yeah. I said, where are you from? He goes, I live near London. So they came over for the whole weekend, 2 nights accommodation, hotel, flights, spending money. They probably spent $1,000 a piece just to save 15 quid entry. Sounds like an Irish thing.
Yeah, I was going to say, if they didn't come from London, I'd say that's the most Irish thing ever to do.
So
spend a couple of grand for 15 quid free tickets.
Yeah, Ray and Sean, 2 lovely fellas, and there was other lads as well. So great day.
That's it. God. Take a deep breath now, Gavin. You can relax. It's up at the ante time, so we better get on with the show. So you know the drill by now. We're going to kick off with our questions from the crowd. Get your questions into us. I usually play the tweet on a Sunday for anybody that wants a question. We usually get a good few replies, Gavin. And this week, first up, is Alex Anderson. And Alex wants to know, Gavin, what horse will basically make or break your festival?
I suppose, you know, I'd love Ellie May to win. I'd love Tiger Roll. I've had a good few quid in Tiger Roll, particularly in each-way multiples with Ellie May. And Allaho will be good, Frontal Assault and the Kim Muir will be good, and Top Bandit will be good.
And number one out of all them is who?
Oh, I'd say maybe Allaho, but just so everybody knows, but the weights for all the handicaps come out this afternoon, so fingers crossed that some of those are treated okay.
Yeah, is the first horse you look for in the handicaps Frontal Assault?
Yeah, he's 139, the Kim Muir's not 145, so I suppose...
He'd be unlucky not to get in, wouldn't he?
Yeah, he probably should get in based on all his form and stuff. So, yeah, it'll be very interesting this afternoon. In the week that was, we'll be talking about one horse that got dropped during the week, which to me is amazing.
Bonkers.
But
at the moment, Allaho is the genie.
Allaho will be good, and Ellie May and Tiger Roll and 1 or 2 others, yeah.
Okay, you're not greedy at all, are you? Not one bit. There you go. It is, what was it again?
Allaho.
Allaho is his number 1. Our second question this week comes in from the Racing Bob on Twitter. And Bob wants to know, Gavin, you're always looking for some early value. Right, so we all know Gavin Lynch would often have a bet the Saturday after Cheltenham for next year's festival. getting in there early bird and all that. But Racing Bob wants to know, if you were to pick one winner at the 2023 Cheltenham Festival, who would it be?
Sure, one winner's no good, Dave. We'll have to give you a few. We'll start with Delta Work for next year's cross country.
Jesus, Delta Work.
Delta Work, yeah. I think at that stage he'd be turning 10 maybe. So he went over with Tiger Roll a couple of weeks ago, schooled around the cross country fences, by all accounts jumped well. Like, surely to God they can't run him against Tiger Roll in 2
Not
weeks' time.
a hope. If Delta Work runs, I'm the Pope.
If he turns out and beat Tiger Roll by a length, like, the place will go mental.
As you say, he'd be booed.
He'd be the first horse ever to be booed coming into Cheltenham, so no. I can't see that. But he could be one for the race next year.
Okay. Delta Work for the cross country.
Maybe Dysart Dynamo for the Arkle, because as we've seen this year, a lot of horses who were keen hurdlers have turned out to be very good 2 mile chasers.
Yes.
So Dysart Dynamo fits that bill. And the other one I'll say is Gallop in the Champ, 6 to 1 for the Gold Cup, but I definitely would have a saver on Bob Bollinger at 12 to 1 for the Gold Cup. Yeah. So back one and save on the other, that's what I'd do.
Could be some Gold Cup next year, Gavin.
Yeah, it'd be great.
Oh, if they all... But we said that last year with Monkfish, didn't we?
We did.
The one I'm going to go for is Appreciated in the Arkle.
Okay.
I think it was always the dream to go over fences this year, and obviously had a setback, but I'd imagine he's schooled already, so we'll have a bit of early practice in. So I think Appreciated. Okay. Hopefully he'll go well at the Champion Hurdle. He'd be mine for the 2023 Arkle. So we've given them a lucky 15, Gavin. Oh no, they can't.
No,
There's
they
two in the one race.
can't.
It's tricksy. You can pick between mine and
Well,
Gavin's
certainly when we do the review of Cheltenham after Cheltenham, we might pick out 1 or 2 because it's better to look at this year's festival.
And you picked Gallop in the Champs. That was your first one. Sorry about that. So there you go, Racing Bob. There's our picks for the 2023 Cheltenham Festival. And our third and final question this week comes in from Ray Stevenson. And Ray wants us to provide him, Gavin, with 2 horses to place lay at the festival. Can I go first?
Go ahead.
Okay, my first one is in the Stayers Hurdle, and it's Classical Dream. I'm not saying Classical Dream won't win the Stayers Hurdle, but it's all or nothing.
Like the winner.
It's all or nothing. Yeah. He bolts up or he's pulled up. One or the other, bolts up, pulls up. So Classical Dream to me is a place lay in the Stayers Hurdle, and the other one is an obvious one, which I'd say you'll go for as well. Concertista in the Mare's Chase. I think she's a place lay. I think if she runs, I can't see her finishing the first 2 or 3. Yeah,
it's her inexperience more than anything for me. 2 runs over fences. She jumps a bit low, so I'd be against her. She's one of the 6 that I have here. Just one thing that Ruby said. 2,
Gavin. The question was 2.
Better value for money. But Ruby said something very interesting the other night, that where they start in the Stayers Hurdle, they tend to walk around the bend for at least a furlong. And then they're kind of heading down a bit of a hill.
Yeah, just past the stands,
Yeah, and he said, you have the best mate enclosure there, and there'll be people there with a few pints drank. He said that it'll be very hard for Paul Townend to get Classical Dream to settle. So he just wonders where the start is down the hill. He thought that was interesting. Good point.
Here's a question for you. Who will jump the first hurdle in front in the Stayers Hurdle?
Hopefully Florian Porter, but by the sounds of it, it might be hard to keep Classical Dream away.
Okay, you've got 6 for us.
Yeah. Concertista was one of them. The next one is Royal Cahal, who's a 5 to 1 shot the Mare's Hurdle. If she runs on that, I just think the trip might be a bit short. She needs really soft ground. So lovely mare now. Like, you'd love to own her, but I think maybe I'd place lay her. Journey with me in the Ballymore. I think it's only around best price 7 to 1. I think I'd place lay that. Just maybe will be a very good 3 mile chaser in time. I was going to say Shackleton Swab, but I won't.
Why? Why did you change your mind?
Just to be nice. Prengard and Easy's Land, I'd place lay the 2 of them.
Will any of them run?
I don't know. Prengard was beaten 70 odd lengths the other day in Ace. Easy's Land has been pulled up twice, so if they show up, I'd be against them. And the last one is Dunboyne. I think he's too short with price around 8 or 9 to 1.
He's very short, isn't he?
Yeah, he's not the brilliant profile that you'd love. He hasn't had that many runs, I suppose, but I just would be against him.
And you know what's mad? He made the mistake at second last at Leopardstown, which is where he was definitely going to either win the race or come second, like.
Yeah, so he's been a little bit unlucky twice up the inside in Leopardstown, but I still would be against him.
Okay,
that's 6.
That's 6. Are you including Shaq and Perswan, those 6?
No.
Okay, so it's really 7.
No, 6.
It's 7. There you go. That's our place lays for the 2022 Cheltenham Festival. Now, folks, it's time for the week that was. Gavin Lynch's chance to tell you all about the horses who have impressed him over the last 7 days. And given your busy schedule, Gavin, did you even get time to do this?
Oh, I did, yeah. But it was a quiet enough week, so that was no harm.
Yeah.
But actually, this week, there's more horses from during the week than there was at the weekend, which is the first time ever, I'd say, that happened.
Ever.
So starting on Tuesday in Navan, the Devil's Coachman is now 8 to 1 NRNB and 10 to 1 Ante-Post, as we said before. Bet365 with 2 prices.
Broke my heart. I was mad on Ashdale Bob.
Oh, Ashdale Bob, yeah.
She's in the paper and everything, yeah.
So beat Ashdale Bob by a head over 2 mile 5 in the Grade 2 Bine Hurdle.
A cosy head.
A cozy head, yeah.
It was a cozy head.
Great to see Mark Walsh riding so well lately. Super ride. Like, he's had a couple of trebles a few weeks ago, so he's certainly in form. It makes a big difference. 2 runs over fences behind Fernie Hollow and St. Sam. Last April, he had a hurdle rate in Ireland of 141. So what he's going to get, we'll know maybe this afternoon. His jumping, for me, would want to be better than it was in Navan. He was a bit scratchy at a few of them. It's 22 days between runs if he does go in the Coral Cup, so I just wouldn't be into him now. Farouk Delaine, a 7-year-old, is now 10-1 Ante-Post for the National Hunt Chase. If you're going to back him, I'd only go NRMB only, is that, which he's 8-1 at that price. Beats Beacon Edge by 3/4 of a length, but was getting £7 in the Grade 2 10-up chase over 3 miles.
Did well to win, though.
Did very well. Made a couple of mistakes, particularly 4 out. It was a terrible mistake. But certainly was a better stayer maybe on the day than Beacon Edge. Was 1 1/4 lengths behind Statler at Nace at the end of January. Is now 2 out of 4 over fences. Again, I just think it's too short a run in 21 days between that tough run and a National Hunt Chase. So I wouldn't be into him.
You're not a big fan of the tough runs in the 5 weeks before Cheltenham?
No, Willie Mullins doesn't do it, and I can see why. Tuesday market racing. Petit Tonnerre, JP and John Joe Neal.
I've seen it. Yeah.
Was 2 out of 2 over hurdles in France. Ran in a handicap against older horses. It was only a 3-run race, went off 4 to 5. But to beat a 7-year-old, presuming Ed, you know, a 7-year-old,
Clattered the last.
Yeah, made a mistake 3 out, as you say, clattered the last, which probably suited the jockey because he ended up not winning too far. So in the end, he won by 2.5 lengths, and he's gone from 135 to 138.
What will he go for?
He'll go for the Boodles, I'd imagine.
Right.
I'd imagine Nick Carroll and JP's other one will go for the Triumph. So, but 138, yeah, sure, he's 3 from 3 over hurdles now. So he's 12-1 NRMB for the Boodles and 16-1 Ante-Post.
Okay.
On to Tuesday in Taunton, Langerdan. Now, we'll talk about Langerdan in a minute. First run since the Martin Pipe last year when he was second to Gallop in the Champ, as we all know. Ridden by Larkin Williams, who rode him in the Martin Pipe last year and is going to ride him this year. He was last to 6, beaten 10 lengths. Okay, so I'm going to say that he wasn't knocked about.
Tread carefully.
Like, we'll say he wasn't knocked about. The whip was raised and put down again.
That mightn't get us into court. Okay, yeah, go on.
The whip was raised, but after the second last one was put down again. Ran a lovely race in my opinion, beaten 10 lengths, last to 6. Now last to 6 mightn't sound perfect, but it was a perfectly good run. And to my astonishment and amazement, the British handicappers dropped him from 140 to 137.
You're joking.
I'm not. I know you're messing, but like, I just...
Bonkers.
I cannot believe that horse has been dropped.
137.
Yeah.
And what did he run off in the Martin Pipe last year?
So he won the Imperial Cup off 130. He ran in the Martin Pipe off 135. Has now had a rating of 140. He was 9 lengths clear of Fleur, who was third in last year's Martin Pipe. So particularly if he doesn't go for the Imperial Cup, now maybe he will, and we're not sure yet. I checked it out, but there's no definite answer on that. I've seen that he will and that he won't. If he goes to the Imperial Cup and wins it again, he'd be off 142. But if he goes straight to the Martin Pipe off 137, geez, he'll take fair whacking.
Am I right in saying that a certain special guest at a Barberstown Cheltenham preview night napped this horse?
I did. And the reason I did was, this was even allowing for the fact that he wasn't going to be dropped, which I can't believe, is that because he ran in Taunton, said to myself, he won't go in the Imperial Cup. Maybe he will, but if he doesn't, he'll take a lot of beating.
Is he guaranteed to get into the Martin Pipe off 137?
137 he will, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So this morning he was back. When people found out £3, he's now into 6-1 across the board. So, and I'd say he'd be 5-1 tomorrow. Wednesday in Punchestown, one of your horses, you have a big string of horses that you own. Burning Victory, lovely 6-year-old mare. She was getting £3 from Queensbrook. Won by a length and a half in the end. Made all. Jumped well for her. Like her jumping is definitely getting better. She's a bit high at the last. When she turned in...
I thought she was going to be favoured for that.
Yeah, I thought there was going to be a wow moment that she's going to win by 10. She didn't. And also I was talking to Mark Boylan during the week, and he said that Gordon gave him a quote beforehand for Queensbrook to say that she'd come on a lot for the run. So if you want to have an even tenor, I think Queensbrook might...
finish ahead of her?
Yeah, just maybe, yeah.
I thought it was actually... Jerry Hannon was down in the steps and having a cup of tea halfway to the running. He was like, she's winning by 10 lengths. And I was going, oh. Like, it wasn't as straightforward as the commentary
made it out to be.
Led you to believe. Like, she wasn't that impressive, was she?
Not overly, because of Queensbrook closed her down so late
faster pace will suit in the mare's hard.
Yeah, it will. Like, she travelled brilliant in the Cesarewitch in Newmarket, so she definitely has the gears. If her jumping holds up, she's obviously got a good chance. I wouldn't rule out, as I said, Queensbrook. She got £7 for that. She's gone up from 131 to 138. Burning Victory was left alone at 143. And you have to remember that Queensbrook, a couple of years back, was third in the champion bumper behind Fernie Hollow and Appreciated, and was ahead a third time lucky in Esky Lanes.
Right,
so.
We'll have an even pint, or an even, what are you, vodka?
Done.
An even vodka and an even pint of Guinness, okay?
Yeah, so Burning Victory is 6-1 Ante-Post for the Mayor's Hurdle, and Queensbrook, I think, is around 8 or 10-1, so be interesting. Okay. On to Thursday in Thurles. Some people might call it the Gopher. I'm going to call it the Gopher.
Gopher, yeah.
Gopher, yeah. Won the Michael Purcell Grade 3 Novice Hurdle over 2.5 mile. Won by a length and a quarter from Berkshire Royal. Has a new Irish rating since then of 134, which seems very, very fair. And again, we'll find out this afternoon what it gets for 2 weeks' time. He's a novice. He's had 5 runs this season with 2 wins. The Martin Pipe would look the obvious race for him. Blow by Blow won this Michael Purcell race in 2018 before going on to win the Martin Pipe. So keep it in mind.
Yep.
On to Kempton on Saturday. Night Salute is now 10-1 NRMB. 12
He's a dinger, isn't he?
Lovely horse, yeah. Really, really good. So he won the Grade 2 Adonis Hurdle. 3.25 lengths from Teddy Blue. Now, Teddy Blue made a horrendous mistake at the last.
Yeah, he ran well.
It would have been close, I think, if he had winged the last. Night Salute was rated 75 on the flat, but is now 5 from 5 over hurdles, so he can't do much more.
Up to 140 has a chance?
Yeah, it's now up to 140, yeah. Has won at Cheltenham, but that was on the old course. The Triumph has been always on the new course. But lovely horse. He'll find things a lot tougher than the Triumph. But
the only thing is, he is lightning quick at his hurdles. He is bang, bang, bang. I think Paddy Brennan said he's one of the quickest hurdlers he's ever sat on.
Yeah, and he wears blinkers, but that's no negative on his attitude. He's a brilliant attitude. So, yeah, lovely horse to have. Fairy House on Saturday, another 4-year-old, Iker Allen. A fast time of 4:18 compared to the other 2 milers, but I think they were ran a bit slower early on. So it won this Grade 3 by 7.5 lengths from Prairie Dancer at the odds of 4-9. He's in the Boodles in the Triumph. My guess is that he'll go in the Triumph, I think. He has an Irish rating of 137. Now, if the English handicapper left him on that, maybe they might be tempted for the Boodles, but I'm sure he'll go to 140 or something.
Yeah, it was quite impressive.
So he's 2 out of 3 over hurdles. It was a big compliment. He finished 5th in the Dublin Racing Festival behind Vauban, Phil Dore, Ilete Tomp and the Tide Turn. So 4 good horses. Yeah, so it certainly gives them a boost. On to Sunday and Naas. Bring on the Night, who I thought was very, very impressive. Beat Snake Oil by 8 lengths. It was green, ran around, particularly at the second last. It looked left and right. Maybe that's just immaturity. Lovely turn of foot. It was a slow time, but he could do no more. His jumping was fine. He won 2 out of 3 races in the flat in France back in 2020 over 12 furlongs. The price of Bet365 for this horse for the Supreme is crazy. They're 25-1 NRMB for the Supreme, and he's 50-1 with them, Ante-Post. If you have a Bet365 account, definitely have a fiver on him. Because if his jumping holds up, he has the gears. And
my colleague Justin O'Hanlon in the Racing Post was blown away. I was sitting beside him in the press room at Nathan's and he was blown away. And he's no dog.
He liked him.
Loved him.
Yeah, no, he's a good horse now. So the other thing I'll say is that because it's owned by Joe Donnelly, Stateman then won't go in the Supreme. He's not going to run his 2 horses. So Stateman might go Ballymore, Martin Pipe, etc. Nearly there. One more horse to talk about is Music Drive. The reason I mention it, Music Drive won't be winning the Cheltenham bumper, but just to put the bit of form together, it beat Sandor Clegane, who was 4-9 favoured by 3/4 of a length, getting £4. Music Drive was 4.5 lengths second to Redemption Day at Christmas. And Sandor Clegane was 12 lengths second to Facile Vega. Now, just to keep it in perspective again, is that it was only 22 days after.
Yeah, a bit too soon.
So I'd say Sandor Clegane wasn't totally himself, had a hard race in Leopardstown. But just that is interesting in terms of Redemption Day and Facile Vega. It brings them maybe a dot closer together than people thought. So, just to mention, Benicia Williams said yesterday she has a virus in her yard, so hopefully all the Cheltenham ones will avoid that. A couple of things to mention as well. The Mayor's Hurdle is a Grade 1, right?
Properly looked at me there. This is going to be good.
No, the Mayor's Hurdle is a Grade 1, so they all carry the same weight.
Yes.
The Mayor's Novice Hurdle and the Mayor's Chase, to me, something should be done. It's totally, to us punters, they're the championship races which are at Cheltenham, right? So in the Mayor's Novice Hurdle, there's horses carrying different weights. So your horse, for example, LA Bell, is now going to entry for the 2.5 mile race. And one of the reasons Dan Skelton says he didn't want to be given £5 to good mares. Allegory Devassi is carrying 11.7, so is Statuaire, so is Impervious. And surprisingly, so is Party Central.
Am I right in saying, though, that the penalties the horses have defied the penalties in the past?
Yeah, they have, but I just think it's, if you were beaten a half a length and you're giving £5 away, you're the best mare in the race.
Very valid argument.
So Party Central surprisingly has the £5 penalty for winning Punchestown, even though it won a handicap last time. So just to bear that in mind. And also to mention that it's going to be brilliant watching Davy Russell ride in Party Central, hold it up for the last minute, same as Top Man. I look forward to that.
Like Archie all over again.
Yeah, and in the Mayor's Chase, here's one for you.
Go on.
Put the Catalans carrying 11.7.
Yes.
Ellie May and Mount Ida carrying 11.2, and most of the horses are carrying 11.2.
Okay.
But Concertista carries 11.5. So she has to give £3 to Ellie May and to Mount Ida. So
we're not Concertista fans on this show, Gavin.
No. And last thing to say is there's 9 handicap weights coming out today in total, including all the Irish ratings. But also, for the first time, we're actually going to get to see the entries in 3 races. There's been no entries so far for the cross country, for the champion bumper, or the Hunter's Chase. And as far as I know, they're out today. So that's the week it was.
Busy. We have a busy couple of hours ahead, Gavin.
We do.
You think when the show is over, we'll go for lunch, relax, have a chat? It won't.
Not
It'll
today.
be all business.
Yeah.
That was the week that was?
Yeah.
That was the week that was. Upping the Ante viewers, do you want to become a Racing Post member? Of course you do. And have I got a deal for you? You can become a member of the Racing Post Members Club, where you get the digital newspaper at 9 o'clock the night before. You get award-winning tipsters and journalists and all the information you can get. Everything at your fingertips. And it's only $9.99 for the first month. $9.99. Go to racingpost.com/festival22 to find out more, or you'll see the details in the description here. You've got to sign up. It's $9.99. It's less than a tenner, Gavin. They've got to do it.
Sure, why not? If you want to win a few quid, sure.
We've given plenty of reasons. We've given plenty of reasons as the weeks have gone on. Any new reason this week?
No, it's just the same reasons over and over.
And Cheltenham.
They should. I mean, if you just want to do all the research you can, why not?
And Cheltenham is coming up.
Yeah.
And Aintree and Punchestown and Fairyhouse, and then you're on to Ascot and York and everything.
Yeah, sure. If they can't make you an extra tenner, I'll give up.
$9.99, folks. You got to do it. So each week here on Upping the Ante, we preview one of the greater races at the 2022 Cheltenham Festival. And we're nearly there now, Gavin.
Yes.
Only a couple to go, and it is the Mayor's Chase. And at the moment with Bet365, Concertista is still somehow their 5-2 favourite, and it is 3-1 each of 2. Ellie May and Mount Ida, last year's Kim Muir winner. And it is 10-1 bar, taking in the likes of Gin on Lime and the Glancing Queen. I think this is going to be one of these races, Gavin, where we wholeheartedly agree. Because we don't do it very
Seldom
often.
works now. Seldom happens.
Yeah, unfortunately, Silver Forever, for some reason, is not there. So my 20-1 is now a terrible price.
Chance, yeah.
Go on, take it away, right? Concertista, we're very negative. What positive things can we say about Concertista?
Look, she was a very, very good hurdler, beating us out last year when I backed her in the Mayor's Hurdle. This year she's had 2 runs. She won at Cork, she won at Limerick. Jeremy's Flame, I suppose, has given it a boost, the Cork run since. The Limerick run was nah. And then she didn't run in Thurles, and going to Cheltenham for the 2 runs, I just think inexperience. It can't be easy for her to give £3 and experience to the likes of Ellie May and Mount Ida. And just to say, there's only 15 in the race, but I'm also going to knock out 6 that can't win. Riviere de Tel go for the Arkle.
Yes.
Augusta Gold won't win. Dolceta, Maid O'Malley, Pink Legend and Global Equity, they won't win. So,
that leaves what
us
are we
with
down
9.
to then? Okay, 9.
Also, Put the Kettle On looks like going to the Champion Chase. So we're down to 8.
I think he'll have a rethink.
Do you?
I think she'll run here.
Okay.
Because I think, like, even talking about Captain Guinness on Sunday, he was saying they're going to give Cheltenham a skip this year with Captain Guinness. And I think it's the fact that the big 3 are in the Champion Chase. I think if the big 3 stand their ground and run in the Champion Chase, I think she'll run the Mayor's Chase.
Okay. So we also then have 20-1 shots. Vienna Court, Scarlet and Dove Put the Kettle On at 16s. Zambella is 12s. The Glancing Queen, a good friend of mine, Dan, the golfer, he loves the Glancing Queen.
Yeah, but she's just not good enough, though. She's
No,
brilliant, but she's not good enough.
She was put in her place the last day in the long press, getting away 10 lengths. So Gin and Lime, look, if she came back to her, she wasn't good the last day, even though she did win the 2-horse race eventually after sliding on the ground. She is a very good mare, and Henry has done this before. He's done it with Put the Kettle On for the Arkle, gives him a big break and brings him back for Cheltenham. So she might have a little squeak. Anyway, to me, it's down between Ellie May and Mount Ida. The trip will be slightly against Mount Ida, even though she has won at the trip. The big thing for me is that she's ran, I think, in 7 chases, 6 of them right-handed, and the only time she ever went left-handed, she jumped badly out to her right in the Kim Muir, and at halfway...
She can't have any of the nonsense now that she showed in the Kim Muir. No. In the first half, if any of that nonsense reoccurs in the Mayor's Chase, she's gone. She won't get back into it.
No chance, no. But so I think Gordon Ellie has said that they've made a few changes to her. Her back was sore and stuff like that. So if she jumps dead straight, she's probably deserves to be favourite. But I'm just really praying and hoping that she jumps to her right, and that Mark Walsh is on the inside of her this year. He was on.
You think she deserves to be favourite, yeah?
Mount Ida, yeah. But it depends on her jumping.
Okay.
If she jumps to her right, she's no chance. And Mark Walsh last year was on the outside of Colreevy. He needs to be on the inside of.
Well, I
Mount
think
Ida this year.
Ellie May should be 6-4.
Do you?
I do. I really do.
Great run last year in the race.
Like a cracking run, and given, you know, Colreevy, what she went on to do, And the fact that she has the experience of running the race, she's more experienced, she's battle hardened, the trip is perfect, the track we know is perfect, she's had the ideal prep, she's the cheek pieces on now and the tongue tie. Like, it's just...
And also the change of tactics the last day seemed to... Now, it was a terrible race, even though the fourth horse won a handicap since. But it was a poor race. She jumped very, very well. Just to keep it in perspective, again, last year, she was getting £2 off Colreevy, who jumped to her right. But at the same time, as Willie Mullins said, there's no Colreevy this year.
No.
And Colreevy would be less than 10-1 for a Gold Cup, so...
And like, to be honest now, I'll let you into a little secret, right? If the great Gavin Lynch hadn't already tipped Ellie May for the Mayor's Chase, I'd be very tempted to tip her today at 3-1.
Would you?
I think 3-1 is outstanding value.
Okay, good.
We could only have 6 runners.
Yeah, there's only going to be 6, 7, 8, yeah.
So I'm all in on Ellie May.
Good.
Yeah, I've joined your club.
Excellent.
Will you let me in?
I will.
Is that the Mayor's Chase?
Go on the grey.
Is that it?
Yeah.
That's it. That's the Mayor's Chase. We're all in on Ellie May, folks. So now it's time for what's happening this week. And we've got ITV action from Kelso. Up in Kelso, sponsored by our sponsors, our good friends Bet365. We've got the Moor Battle Hurdle. We've got a Grade 2 hurdle as well. And there's some very, very interesting action at Newbury as well. Gavin, I suppose we'll start off with the Moor Battle Hurdle.
Okay.
And I have to say, I was going through this race, okay? And Autumn Evening was in my head because I think he was very eye-catching at the Dublin Racing Festival. Yeah, Travel Like a Dream. And then I seen, he's run off a mark of 147. That's fine. You know, he's obviously gone up from his Irish mark. I think he ran off 138 in Leopardstown. And then I said, oh, it's a handicap. I wonder what he's getting off Bouverdaire. £6. He's only getting £6 off Bouverdaire, who's down to a mark of 153. Lord, holy God, what's going on?
Yeah.
So this is the same Bouverdaire that was rated 168, I think, this time last year. Was probably the second best horse in the Aintree Hurdle. Finished fourth, but was passed kind of by 1 or 2 up the running. On his last start, he's obviously had a few problems and he's getting on a bit. But he's down to 153.
It seems low, yeah.
What's going on? I just think off that mark, and he goes well fresh, he liked the ground. To me...
Look, I think it's good that older horses get dropped. Sure, why not?
Oh, absolutely. But fantastic, because he's going to win, I think.
I like Balco Coastal at 134, carrying 10 stone 7. Sure, Bouverdaire is going to run, so didn't stay 2.5 the last day. Had 2 wins before that over 2 miles, so I'll go for him.
Have to give you £19.
Yeah, I tend to go just for the younger horse and age and novices and stuff, so that's just...
Is Amory older or younger than you?
Younger.
Yeah, I see I was going to guess that, yeah. That's the Moor Battle Hurdle. I'm Bouverdaire. Your
Balco Coastal.
Balco Coastal, okay. We've also got action at Newbury. Anything there that tickles?
Not really. There's a veteran chase there. Dingo Dollar is 4-1 favourite. Cato Rico 6-1. ASO is 5-1. Not really, no. Nothing. A veteran's chase, I just can't warrant them.
Okay. I have a strong enough fancy at a big price in the Great Wood Gold.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm going to keep it for our charity bets,
good,
because
good.
I want to keep viewers watching for the next couple of minutes, okay? But this horse is 16-1, and I think he'll go off about 6-1.
Okay.
I think there will be a plunge on this horse, so that's going to be my charity bet. Up in
There's also another Premier Chase sponsored by Bet365 at Kelso. Bristol Demai Cloth Cap. Espoir de Rame is returning since first run since Carlisle.
And
I don't know. It sure depends if Espoir de Rame is fit.
I don't think it goes
Itchy
down.
feet.
I don't think it goes down that far, the camera. Itchy feet.
Can you trust him?
I wouldn't trust him as far as I could throw myself. No, but like that run at Lingfield was just bizarre. Like he looked like he was going to be tailed off, and then he flies home, and then you think, is he going to get up? And then he ends up finishing fourth. Someday, Gavin, someday, sometime, someplace, Itchy Feet is going to come good.
I'd say it'd be great crack at a party, but no.
He'd be mad crack, wouldn't he?
Saturday in Navan, the Flying Bolt Novice Chase, just to mention, it's a grade 3 over 2 miles. If Gentleman Demi runs in that, Willie said he probably would. We didn't see the entries yet because they're not out yet. So if he ran that, I'd like him. And then Leopardstown is on Sunday or Monday. There used to be years ago gallops after the Sunday meeting. Just keep an ear out. I'm sure some of the yards will be sending horses. So Sunday or Monday, watch the Racing Post to get the latest.
Absolutely. And I'm in Navan on Saturday with my good old pal Baz Geraghty.
All right.
Myself and Barry Geraghty are doing a Cheltenham preview during racing. So we're going to have loads of top jockeys coming in and giving their thoughts throughout the day. So yeah, lovely idea you've made, McGarry there, the manager at Navan. So Cheltenham preview at Navan, myself, Barry Geraghty, and hopefully all the top jockeys and trainers as well. Yeah, so there you go. That's what's happening this week. So it's Upping the Stakes time here on Upping the Ante, where Bet365 kindly keep giving us 50 quid each week to put on a bet of our choice to try and raise some much needed funds for Cancer Trials Ireland. And both myself and Gavin, we embarrassed ourselves last week, unfortunately. The big breakaway, it was a gentle reminder, Gavin, that cliff horses, just get rid of them. Just go. Just get rid of them. Just don't join them on the cliff. Just get rid of them because the big breakaway, after 50 yards, I said, oh no, what am I after doing?
Well, I tell you, it also shows that you have to jump very well in Kempton.
You do.
Ansem never jumped a fence, so that's the way it goes.
It reminded me, do you remember when you'd be in school with the big breakaway and Brendan Powell? Do you remember your mother was trying to get you out of bed? And she'd be, shit, get up, it's 8:10, get up. That was Brendan Powell in the big breakaway. He couldn't get him to move.
8:10. Jeez, you're lucky to stay in bed that long.
Yeah, so I was only in the road. Anyway, we have to redeem ourselves, okay?
Right, go on, you go first.
So I'm going for one that's just a ridiculous price. 16 to 1 with Bet365. Tamarack the Matan in the, I think it's the 115 on Saturday. It's the Great Wood Gold Cup, a race that Paul Nichols has a terrific record in. This horse, Gavin, is down to a mark of 142. This is the same Tamarack the Matan that was second to Shishkin in the Wayward Lad Novices Chase last season at Kempton over Christmas. I just think the handicapper has dropped him very quickly down to a mark. And key thing, Gavin, something that I like, and I don't know if you do.
Is that he's a travelling thing?
Well, he's a bit of a travelling thing, yeah. He's a small bit of a travelling thing, but second run after a wind-up. It's an angle that I like. I don't know if you like that angle. I like the second run after a wind-up.
To get used to it.
He's 16 to 1. Off a mark of 142. This is a well-handicapped horse that's got grade 1 form, and I think he's well-handicapped. So I'm going to have 25. Will I go on the nose or will I go each way?
Each way, go on.
Okay, 25 quid each way on Tamarack the Matan in the Great Wood Gold Cup at Newbury on Saturday. Over to you.
I'm going to Kelso on Saturday.
Do the whole thing. The whole thing. Accent,
no, it's not right. Balco Coastal 6 to 1. £50 win because only 3 places bet 365. 2 out of 2 over hurdles at 2 miles. The last they didn't stay 2.5. I think it's off 134. So Balco Coastal 6 to 1.
Yeah, like your man from Line of Duty. What's his name?
I don't know.
What's his name? I can't think of his name. I'll think of it by the end of the show.
Anyway, Balco Coastal, in case you didn't understand,
right.
6 to 1 for the Moore Battle on Saturday.
50 quid win?
Yeah, 3.15 on Saturday.
Gavin, this is you, Gavin Lynch.
Going
Not
mad.
even playing it safe.
No.
You're taking the driver out over the water.
Yeah.
So 50 quid win. Balco Coastal in the Moore Battle Hurdle at Kelso on Saturday for Gavin Lynch. And I have 25 quid each way on Tamarack de Matan in the Great Wood Gold Cup. So Gavin, I don't know if you know this, okay?
Right.
But Bet365 in the lead up to the festival are having daily enhancements, okay?
Right.
Between 10 o'clock and 2 o'clock. So 10 to 2, but not 10 to 2. Between 10 o'clock and 2 o'clock, okay? Day 1, it was Edward Stone. Day 2, it was Energamine. And on Wednesday, folks, it's Allaho. Allaho. Gavin Lynch a snap at the festival.
Yeah.
Willie Mullins a snap at the festival. Patrick Mullins a snap at the festival. It's Allaho, and there's going to be a massive enhancement with Bet365.
So you're talking at least evens, are you?
I'd say at least evens, and he's long odds on at the moment. So, and to get that price, tune into the Racing Post social channels from 10 o'clock on Wednesday, and you'll find out exactly what price Allaho is from 10 o'clock to 2 o'clock. And there's no bet restrictions.
Oh, really?
Yeah. No bet restrictions. So
if your normal bet is 20 quid, have the full 20 on.
You are a big fan of Allaho.
Ah, yeah. Look, he was brilliant last year. He's done nothing wrong this year. He won in Punchtown. He won in Thurles for Facker Duderee, who won since. So, yeah, sure, he'll just win.
He'll just win.
Yeah.
So it's free money, Gavin,
even if Shan Blue annoys him for the first mile, he'll soon be out the back of the telly.
Yeah. What about Mr. Fisher?
No.
Be nice now. Be nice.
No. Allaho will win.
Allaho. 10 o'clock, between 10 o'clock and 2 o'clock tomorrow, tune into the Racing Post social channels to find out exactly what price Allaho is going to be for the Ryanair Chase with Bet365. It is Ante-Post picks time here on Upping the Ante, and we don't have too many more weeks to go, Gavin.
No.
So it's important we get a few winners onto the list. And you had 2 last week, and I had 1, so I have to catch up this week, so I have 2.
Go.
Okay, 20 to 1 and 18 to 1, okay? So I'll kick off with the bigger price one. I'm going to kick off in the county hurdle with a horse that ran on Saturday called Shall We Have One More, who punters had their fingers burnt on Saturday, was a short price favourite for the Dove Cut, was second beaten a length, okay?
Yeah.
Now, there's a couple of things that kind of baffled me about this horse. He's never ran left-handed.
Right.
But he seems to veer to his left and lug a bit to his left. And even when he won at Sandin the time before by 20 lengths, it looked to me like he needed to go left-handed.
Okay.
So I think it's fascinating that he hasn't gone left-handed yet for whatever reason.
Do you expect improvement?
Yeah, I think there could be a little bit of improvement going left-handed. And I think his mark is just very, very good. He's rated 133. This is the same Shall We Have One More that beat Walking on Air in a Kempton bumper. Even the form of his Ascot second behind Can Do Kid. He had good horses behind him that day in third and fourth who have won races since then and rated much higher. And to me, one of the key things here is the new course at Cheltenham. He is not a terrific jumper.
No.
He's not.
His last 2 jumps on Saturday were poor.
Yeah, especially the last. He's not a terrific jumper. 2 hurdles inside the final 7 furlongs of the county hurdle. I think from the long run from the second last to the last, I think will really suit Shall We Have One More. And I think he's going to get a really fast pace to chase at, something that he hasn't really got yet. I think that's what he needs. I think all the ingredients of the County Hurdle are just going to see the best of Shall We Have One More come out. And he's 20-1 with Bet365. And I think that's a bit of value. So hopefully, Gary, if you're watching, or Hayley, or Josh, or Jamie, if you're watching, just make sure Shall We Have One More goes to the County Hurdle. That's the only thing I'll say. Okay?
He should get down to 133.
He should just scrape in. Yeah. Absolutely. So that's 20-1. Shall We Have One More for the County Hurdle? And my second selection is going to be in the Paddy Power Plate.
Okay.
It is a horse that I've been tempted to tip every week for the last about 2 months, but I didn't know what race he was going to go for.
You're running out of time.
Gordon Elliott had a press morning for the Irish media yesterday, and he suggested that this horse, if he goes to Cheltenham, was going to go for the plate. And it is the big grey Grand Paradis. 18-1 with Bet365. To me, he's rated 139 in Ireland. We don't have the weight yet, unfortunately. We have the studio booked for a certain time every Tuesday. We can't push it back. It's just the way it is. We're very sorry. We would have loved to have went through the handicap weights. But he's 139 in Ireland. Hopefully he'll get in off about 141, 142 maybe into the plate. It's a race that Gordon targets with certain horses, and I think Grand Paradis has built up a lot of experience.
He won it with the Storyteller, did he?
Yeah, he did. He's traded very short in running on a couple of occasions, especially first time out over fences in a red hot beginner's chase at Down Royal. The race Beacon Edge actually went on to win a Grade 1. He was second. When Grand Paradis fell, I think he was trading 1-3 in running on Betfair, travelling really well, fell at the second last. He's been disappointing since. He was disappointing there, was it last weekend or the weekend before, at Gorham behind Blue Sari. Just didn't finish out his race that well, but I just wonder, is he going to peak at Cheltenham? And I liked his run at Fairyhouse behind Jungle Boogie as well. I thought he travelled well for a long way that day. To me, he's just built up a bit of experience now, and I think he's a Grade 2 horse running a handicap off a decent mark. So Grand Paradis, Paddy Power Play. If he goes for the Kim Muir, I will puke at my own mouth.
He looked a decent horse last year when he won the Michael Purcell by so far. Yeah, fingers crossed.
I think he's got abilities. There you go, Grand Paradis, 18-1 for the plate is my second selection. Gavin.
Now, he might be second in the plate, but he won't win the plate.
Is your tip in the plate?
Yeah.
Oh, no. Go on.
So every bookmaker has this horse priced up around 14-1, I think. But Bet365, as is often the case, are the best price. They're 20-1 non-runner no bet. They're 25-1 Ante-Post. So you can choose whichever one you want to back it with. So the name of the horse is Bustleton. I mentioned him in the last couple of weeks that he had a right chance here. Trained by Joseph O'Brien. He's a novice. He's only 5 years old. He's got plenty of experience. He's had 14 runs in his lifetime. Who would you say he beat in O'Tye in May 2020? Very unfair question.
Okay,
I wouldn't have known it.
I'll go for... What year?
2020.
I'll go for... So...
You won't get it.
No, just give me one guess. I'll go for...
You do know.
Burning Victory.
No, Stateman.
Stateman?
Yeah, he beat Stateman,
I actually did know
that. Then he had 4 runs over hurdles as a 4-year-old.
Martin Compton is the name of your man.
Is it?
Steve Arnott in Line of Duty, that Scottish accent. Go on.
4 runs over hurdles as a 4-year-old. Generally, they want a bit further. He was second to Zanny here, third to Quilixios. Went chasing in July. Won a Listow by 13 lengths from the Boss Oscar over 2.6. Then he won a Cork over 2.5. And he also won a Punchtown over 2.5. Since then, he was second to CL Dineige over 2.5, which is a very good run. CL Dineige has won since. I think he's up to a rating by 148. At the Dublin Racing Festival, he ran the Irish Arkle over 2 mile 1. Now, at halfway, he's out the back of the telly.
Yeah.
And you're saying, sure, where did he finish? And it's only afterwards that I realised that he finished. He was only beaten 15 lengths, which was a decent run. It was 2 mile 1. The horse definitely wants a lot further than that.
He was in the fireplace in my sitting room. He was after falling out the back of the telly.
So he was behind Blue Lord, Riviere de Tel and St. Sam. So top company there, all towards the top of the bend in the Arkle. He has an Irish rating of 137. We find out today what his English rating is going to be. I presume it's going to be 141.
What would you be happy with?
141, 142, I suppose. I don't know. Somewhere around there. The plate is 2 mile 4.5 furlongs. This horse has 3 entries at Cheltenham. The Turners, for which he's 125-1. The Brown Advisory is 250-1. And then there's the plate. So I hope he goes here. Simply the Bets is currently the highest rated entry at the minute, 156. You also have Imperial Alcazar, who has a chance of 152. But if Simply the Bets runs off 156, he'd carry 11-12, which is top weight. And if that's the case, £14 off that, if he goes to 142, means that Bustleton will be carrying 10 stone 12. I just like novices, plenty of experience, jumps well, will love the trip. I think 25-1 is way too big.
So last week, Dr. Brown Bear 50-1. This week, Bustleton 25-1. Gavin Lynch, you're a new man.
Going mad.
You're getting very adventurous. Getting very adventurous. So
yeah, I just think I like his profile. If he goes here, I think he'll go off a 10-1 shot, you know.
Excellent. So Bustleton for the plate is Gavin Lynch's latest selection for the 2022 Cheltenham Festival. So before we let you go, we're going to have a quick look at Bet365 in-running prices on Upping the Ante. And Gavin, you're still 2-7. You're still 2-7. I'm 11-4.
Look, I've loads of good selections, but the problem is a lot of them are going on the wrong races.
Gavin,
so there you
don't
go.
be getting your excuses in already. Here we go. Oh,
Sick.
God, the dog
Sick.
get me homework and all
Sick.
this. Yeah, so
But it's very hard, I suppose, to judge Cup 2 or 3 months out which race they're going in. And Willie is kind of switching around this year and stuff like that. There you go.
You're very early getting the excuses in.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so there you go. 2-7 Gavin Lynch, 11-4. I did have a few odd people coming up to me at night saying, God, you're a bit of value at 11-4.
Yeah. Each
I
way.
just need one, like burning victory. Burning victory
yeah.
one, that would make my day. 33-1, there you go. But at the moment, the in-running prices with Bet365, 2-7 Gavin Lynch, 11-4 David Jennings. So that's it, Gavin.
That's it.
That's week 17 done and dusted.
The great thing is today is the 1st of March.
1st of March, yeah.
Spring is in the air. And we've only 2 weeks to go.
Is certainly in the air. And Gavin, they're going to be sick of us.
Right.
They're going to be absolutely sick of us. You're going to be sick of looking at us. You're just going to want to switch us off because we're going to be on your screen so much next week. Tuesday, same time, same place. We'll be here. Usual show, episode 18 of Upping the Ante on front of their screens, okay? Then Friday,
right,
we've got a special Upping the Ante show on Friday where we will be going through every race at the Cheltenham Festival. We're flying in Pat Cooney from Bet365. He's going to be here to give us prices and enhancements and everything. Pat, a legend of the game. A legend of the game. And we also have another legend. We have got a special guest, and boy, have we
I don't even know who it is yet.
We have got a special guest for you. He's going to be revealed. It's a he. He's going to be revealed on social media early next week to let you know, just to get them excited.
So that's on Friday.
That's on Friday. So we're going to go choose a normal show Friday, and then we're going to have a show on the eve of the Cheltenham Festival.
Because the entries will be out.
And we're going to have the declarations for day 1 of the Cheltenham Festival. So it's hugely exciting. 3 shows next week, Gavin.
Excellent.
Yeah, really looking forward to it.
Oh, yeah,
so what's your week this week like?
Playing a bit of golf Thursday, and I'm on a preview night down in Waterford Thursday night. And
how'd the paddle tennis go?
Paddle tennis played again last night. My knee is killing me because I'm getting old. But it's a good game. 3 sets in an hour and a half.
Are you better at paddling or the tennis?
The tennis. It's played in doubles, so you don't get that much for workout. If it was singles now, that would really...
Yeah. Will you bring me out someday?
I will, yeah. No, it's a good game.
I'm intrigued.
So
you have not as busy as last week, but fairly intense.
Yeah, no, sure. Looking forward to the entries this afternoon. That'll tell a few tales.
Are you going to be looking at them like that?
Yeah. And this evening or tomorrow will be a busy day going through all the races, yeah.
Okay. Very best luck with Frontal Assault. Hopefully he gets in under 145.
Yeah,
he'll make or break or Tuesday.
Well, it'd make a big difference, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, best luck with him. We're looking forward to getting the weights in the next couple of minutes. We're hugely excited, and we're excited to be back on your screens next Tuesday as well. That's been episode 17 of Upping the Ante. I've been David Jennings. He's been Gavin Lynch. Thanks for watching. And if you are having a bet this weekend, don't forget to gamble responsibly. Only bet what you can afford to lose. Thanks for watching.